Oh, I was downstairs. Anyway, I'm going to do a decorative pour fill. What is a decorative pour fill? Well, certain woods, like oak and ash especially, have a deep terrain of grain. And in this way, you could do a decorative effect. So what I've done here is I've sanded with some paper, some 100 grit. Oh, there's a nail there, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, then I'm going to get a wire brush.
Wire brush.
Because it works. And I'm going to scrub. Now, oak is tough. You can't do this with pine or poplar or mahogany, but with oak, you can scrub with a wire brush to open up and clear out all of the dust that's in the pores. See that? Now what I'm going to do is get, oh, fuck. I left this downstairs. So this is some shellac. After I've scrubbed it, I'm just going to brush the shellac on. And it's going to dry very quickly. You don't have to watch this. Maybe you want to.
Wow!
Is this your first visit? Now, look, the pour fill, you see the shellac is dry, and all I'm going to use is a little bit of plaster and some dry pigment. Dry pigments come in all different colors. They're used for touch-up. Artists use them for making their own paints because they're too cheap to buy a whole tube, so they make their own stuff. I'm going to put some of this into the plaster. It's a French yellow ochre because it'll give a nice contrast behind the dark background here. A little bit of water. And with the finger, I'm going to mix it up. A little bit more water. There we go. And you see the plaster turns yellow, you see. See that? And this is what's going to be used to fill the pores by applying thusly. And rubbing, and rubbing. Now let's take some paper towel. And I'm going to go across the grain, wiping off most of the excess. See that? See that there? Yeah? See that there? See that there? Yeah. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. And now, all we have to do is let this dry. So we'll let it dry for just a little bit, and we'll come back. So now the plaster and the dry pigment is dry. You can see how flat it is now. And I have to say I'm doing this on a little sample, but it can be done, and I have done it on large tabletops or bureau tops where you want a little contrast, a decorative finish. And it is a decorative finish. So this is dry, and I got some 100 grit paper, and I'm going to sand now. And you can see it because the pores are so deep. Like this, if I did a cutaway of oak, it would be like this. So you could fill that surface so you have a fine, smooth finish in the end. Sand this down. See? That's it. Now we take some shellac, and we go over it, and you see the beautiful contrast of the dark aged chestnut and the yellow in the pores. Lovely. Next, go to geography.
You know, I used to travel with the Carneys, no kidding. And they used to sell the amazing Ginsu knife and Vita Vita Mejamin with the blender and stuff. So all this is really based on my life as a traveling mountebank. This is a little segment we like to call Manufacturing Buttons. Do I really need to teach you how to do this? The instructions are on the back of this little kit that includes this and this. But I'm going to explain it to you anyway because, after all, what else have I got to do? Here's how to make a button. I've already made this one, but you don't know how. So I'll tell you. You get a kit, and it's got a catcher and a pusher. I didn't make them up. That's what it says on the box. Get the fabric. Put the fabric in there. You stuff the fabric in the catcher cup. And then you buy a button. This is called a cover button. They come in two parts. The part with the shank on it, that's not what you use to defend yourself in the cafeteria, by the way, and the cover part. So we're putting the cover part down into the plastic catcher. And then we fold this over. Now look at all that fabric. There's no way all that fabric is going to fit up inside that button. So I will trim it around. You don't want to trim off too much. And I've done that, and I might do it now, and then I'll have to start over, and you won't even see this part because they'll cut it out. No, it's fine. Look, leave a generous amount. Fold it in. Fold it in. Fold it in. It's like when Martin Yan says, cut it up, cut it up, cut it up. I learned a lot from that man. He's a very great man. And then we put the back end with the shank on it. And then we take the pusher. Now, if I did this right, when I push down, do I have El Kabong? No. No, it didn't work. You know what I have to do now? I have to cut off more because if you have too much fabric, it gets caught up in there. Make sure you miss each and every one of your digits. So I'm folding that over again. Once again, the fold. Once again. I know, you'd be able to see it better if my fingers were translucent. You know, I'm pushing it in myself. I like it better that way. All right, now I'll push in with the thing thoughtfully provided. Now, can you use something else to push that down? Of course you can. And then I'm going to pop it out and see if it worked. Hey, it worked. Look, I'll show you the back. There's your finished button. I did it, and I was talking. If you shut the hell up and do it, it'll definitely come out good. And now, back to this. By the way, I have no idea what this is.